Right, bandwagon again. So we just finished watching episode 1, The Phantom Menace, for the, I don't know how many times we've seen it now.
I reckon that's probably my 5th or 6th time.
Really?
Wait, did this pick me up? 5th or 6th time. There you go. Yeah, probably 5th or 6th time total since I first saw it.
Yeah, back in
1999 it came out.
1999. Yeah, I remember seeing it and I was, because as a, how old were we in 1999?
We were 6.
1999. 6.
Would have been 6.
6. So when I first saw it, because I was a big fan of like obviously the original trilogy, I didn't really understand as a 6-year-old why Obi-Wan was younger. I didn't realise it was a prequel. Maybe you did. I didn't. I had to be.
I don't think I'd seen the original before that one, so I think that was my first.
Really?
Star Wars. Yeah, that was my first
Really?
Star Wars.
I had them on. I had the VHS, gold and black, like casing.
I think my order of
Special edition.
watching would probably be episode 1, episode 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Episode 2, episode 3. That's the order that I saw them all.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Episode 3.
So yeah, number 1 was my first Star Wars. That introduced me to it, and I very much enjoyed it when I was 6 years old.
Yeah, it's only until we got a bit wiser to it we actually saw it for what it was. Pile of garbage. Yeah. So when it's, I have a bad feeling about this. Oh yeah. Opening line. I mean, in retrospective, watching it again, even though we're basically programmed now to hate it.
I think it's not as bad as everyone makes it out to be. I think a bit of it comes from it's continuing on the Star Wars franchise, and because the original 3 were so good, everyone was expecting this to be just as good as them, but they went down a different path. They tried new stuff, like this is a lot of CGI, which not many people liked at that time.
Yeah, I do prefer practical effects, has to be said. Especially, I'm trying to think of like Mad Max.
Yeah.
When we saw the recent Mad Max film, the practical effects.
That's all of that is real, near enough. I think there's like a couple of.
There's a couple. Obviously, the storm is CGI.
There's like a couple of crashes where they do it through CGI.
Oh, like the one with the spike pit falls open, the flight. Yeah.
But other than that, basically all of it is proper vehicles getting destroyed.
And I think that's what this film was missing in a way. Although I'm not actually too sure what was practical effects and what wasn't.
What in
episode 1?
Well, basically the large scale droid armies, that was all practical effects. Well, the space battles, all that was practical effect.
Yeah, obviously
CGI.
when the ships are in hangars, they're obviously real sets.
Yeah,
Apart from the ones that are up on the ceiling and that sort of jazz.
Because I think, like at the pod racer scenes, when you go into the hangar,
I think that's all CGI.
Yeah, that's all CGI.
That's all CGI.
It's all green screen and everything.
The actual pod where they're walking around and fixing it, that's obviously probably practical. That's obviously a real thing.
Yeah.
But everything else is CGI. But it wasn't a bad thing because when we were that age, because it was awesome.
Yeah, we couldn't tell as much when we were younger, and
we weren't critical as well. We were a lot less critical.
Yeah.
And I think what's ruined me is doing a film degree. I think that's ruined my life because I'm always critical now. That's what I've been taught to do. But when it opens up, I mean, for the start of it can, like I said to you, like they've blockaded Naboo, stopped all trade coming to it, even though they're like probably one of the main trade routes because they're called the Trade Federation. So assume they trade, but they waited ages to get troops on the ground when they could have easily just, put their troops because there was no resistance.
There was no. They
resistance.
basically landed, and within like a couple of minutes, they had taken the city. They had taken everyone, and if there weren't any Jedi there, as there were at that point, then it would have just all gone to plan. So,
what annoys me about it is that Naboo they have ships. They have like that Naboo silver sparkly ship, the one that carries the Queen, the Naboo 1 as we're going to call it.
Then they have the little yellow fighters.
Yes.
They have like guards and everything, so they obviously have some kind of force.
But like I said to you, they're too busy building fountains.
It looks like a very peaceful place. They don't give a shit about.
Yeah, true. But the fact that they just land unchallenged, and the fact that they trade, obviously they trade with the Trade Federation. That was the whole thing of the blockade. Yeah. Then they have no like space station, spaceport, or anything like that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's obviously just all to the surface, which I don't know. But it's in a galaxy far, far away. They have different methods.
I don't know. It just seemed a bit long and drawn out that bit, but it was quick how they took him over, and I think that's yeah. But I mean, thinking about it, I suppose they weren't faffing about with it. They just sort of said, right, Naboo taken over. All the Naboobians.
Yeah, they are not Naboobians because that is the
Naboobians. Yes. All the Naboobians were basically. Okay, shit, we've been taken over. That's it, done. Queens, they rescue the Queen. They take the Queen away.
I mean, no fairness, they didn't actually... Did you see them kill anyone when they took over?
We don't see that, do you? Because it's only a PG. Is it a PG?
But it was basically just them... Basically, whenever any civilians or anything were walking around, there were just droids walking with them, so... You basically just walked in and everything was like, yeah.
But the thing is, they blockaded the settlement for it. There's probably loads of like extensive expansion fiction.
We're just going from what we see in the movies.
Yeah, but I'm assuming they blockaded Naboo for a while. Not much food and resources were getting. They would just have to get the food and resources that they could farm. Yeah, which is fine. They could probably. It was basically like a siege, wasn't it? Essentially. Yeah. But they could have held out for like decades, probably. I mean, because they were self-sufficient.
It's not only a self-sufficient planet. It's just that they no longer have help from others.
But if Naboo was part of the Republic, surely the Trade Federation blockading the thing was an act of war anyway.
Yeah, and they said that something like they've blocked all communication outside of the planet.
Oh, so they couldn't get a hail out.
Yeah, but even then, if you stop getting contact from a planet, that's sort of slightly strange.
But they also sent Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon as ambassadors. They obviously were aware of the situation.
Yeah. So I don't know because wait, did Palpatine send?
No, the Chancellor.
Or did the Chancellor? Yeah, so the Chancellor was aware of something was happening on Naboo. So,
like, I don't know. They said that even when in the council scene later on, they're like, there is no proof. They've been blockading them for ages, haven't they?
Yeah, you send a ship to have a look. I mean, it can't be that hard.
But also, the ship that transported the ambassadors never returned.
Yeah, true.
It was destroyed, which killed some Republic personnel.
Yeah,
they did kill.
Yeah, it killed them. It killed the two other pilots.
And probably crew. There must be more crew on it as well. But yeah, and then so Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan escape the planet with the Queen. We meet R2-D2.
I mean, they get through the blockade pretty damn easily, which showing a pretty shitty blockade. But
we'll go into that later when we get to that part of the movie. But like, yeah, it was quite easy. You'd have thought.
I mean, I understand that they don't exactly want to kill the Queen.
They didn't know the Queen was on it, did
True,
they?
yeah, but they were blasting at it with full force, so.
And surely they would have sent fighters to intercept it as well.
Yeah.
But right, so other ships must have tried to escape the planet.
Yeah.
And then probably the blockade hasn't failed. Probably that Naboo cruiser is like probably the fastest ships they've got.
Plus it had R2-D2 on it. And
that saved them, that conveniently saved them. Yeah, poor R2-D2. He's just been sat on that ship waiting for an adventure.
Waiting for his time to shine.
He's like, my manufacturer never thought I'd live up to anything, but now, what am I doing now?
Look at me now!
Saving the world.
Construction droid 0053.
Or whatever.
Look at me doing it now.
There's probably some, whatever, I don't know what constructing, it's just an R2 unit. Yeah. Which I assume is a Naboobian company that make R2 units.
Possibly, maybe that's their main export, R2-D2 or R2
Yeah,
droids.
maybe. And R5s and... Yeah, maybe. That's probably what Naboo does. They probably make droids and send them off into the galaxy.
I mean, we could be completely wrong.
Oh,
We're just like looking at what we see from the
Undoubtedly
movie.
that we're wrong. We're completely
No,
wrong.
that's not what the Naboo do. They export this crap and that crap.
They probably export fountains and garden equipment. Judging by they look at their planet, they export like plants and
nice
seeds.
looking buildings.
And building architectures,
Yeah.
architects, something like that. But maybe the Trade Federation makes art. Who knows? They make robots.
Yeah.
Obviously, some make
droids.
Yeah, droids. But oh yeah, they run out of power and they have to land on Tatooine.
Yeah, it's all
Convenience.
It's all convenience in this film, really. A lot of it.
Really?
I mean, I know that most films will have convenience in it, but this is convenience.
Yeah, one of the things I didn't understand was when Qui-Gon said, "It's the hut." Besides, it's the huts I'm looking for. Why?
Not which part.
He said one of the things. He goes, "Oh, you can't take a Royal Highness to the Tatooine because the huts are gangsters. They'll kill her."
Yeah.
But he says, "Besides, it's the huts I'm looking for." I'm sure.
No, it doesn't say that.
It's not. What does he say?
It says like something along the lines of it would be just as bad as
but
on a
after
Trade
that-
Federation, but the huts won't be looking for her. The huts aren't looking for her.
Okay, I think maybe he said that then. But
Like the huts wouldn't be actively looking for
oh yeah,
the Queen,
optional.
whereas the Trade Federation planets would be.
Yeah. Oh,
So that's why it's basically just as bad if she was found, but it's safer because they're not looking for her.
Yeah, basically. Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. We haven't mentioned Jar Jar, but
We're not going to mention Jar Jar. Everything has been said about Jar Jar. We don't need to mention
They
him.
found him, bastard. You just can't understand a word he's saying, and you can't understand some things that other people say as well. I don't know. It's just not very clear, the dialogue.
Yeah, now and again, as we said.
But so they get to Tatooine, and then they go out. They realise their hyperdrive is shot. It's leaking, as it says.
What does a hyperdrive leak anyway?
Hyperdrive fuel.
Whatever the hell that is.
Some gunk that comes out of it. I don't know. But then the big question of it was, they go to this. I'm assuming it's Mos Eisley spaceport. Is it Mos Eisley spaceport they go to?
I'm not too sure. It could be.
It's probably.
It always looks very similar to Mos Eisley.
It's a
Tatooine spaceport.
Yeah, or a city.
Let's call it Mos Eisley Mark II.
Was it Mos Espa?
What's that?
I'm sure Mos Espa was a city. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But so they find out of every shop they find Watto's place. Don't
Yeah,
they?
they walk into Watto's place, and apparently he's the only one that has the part for them to repair their ship.
A T-17 or T-16.
Some kind of
T-18.
hyperdrive thing. Which one Qui-Gon believes him because it looks like it doesn't check anywhere else. Or
Yeah, he doesn't shop around, does he?
Yeah, he doesn't shop around. Goes to one place, doesn't accept the credit.
He doesn't shop around. Why don't you shop around?
He's like the worst shopper
He's like,
ever.
Oh,
I mean-
you seem a very honest
Yeah.
merchant. I will
believe you
I'll
that you
completely
only
believe
that you're the only one with this.
Completely scamming him. So, oh yeah, as we were discussing when we were watching the film, we were just wondering, do Jedis get paid a salary?
Yeah, because he obviously has some credit. Well, he has 20,000 to spend.
But do you reckon? I reckon that's probably given to him by the council as expenditure.
You're gonna go diplomat with the Trade Federation. Here, have 20,000 credits.
Here's
they'll come in
20,000
handy.
credits to spend at the Trade Federation gift shop. Bring us back something nice, Qui-Gon. Okay.
I mean, you got to get something from being a Jedi other than a lightsaber and a cool robe. So
maybe they just get paid with.
I mean, they
knowledge
can't
or
exactly
something.
just. I mean, the amount of places they have to go.
But
They can't just go, yeah, I'm a Jedi Knight, and just
They
expect
must
to get
have
stuff for free.
some sort of allowance or money because you see Obi-Wan in number 2. He goes to that bar.
Yeah.
They go to the bar and order drinks. They go to.
I mean, I can understand in like some places which are part of the Republic, where it's just like, yeah, I'm a Jedi. I need the stuff that you'd be giving them. But for just like living costs and everything,
Why are we going into
I
this?
don't know.
The living costs of a Jedi. Can he afford an apartment in the heart of
Is a Jedi
Coruscant?
Knight a stable career? That is the question. Can you?
It's got quite a lot of risk involved. Like I'm sure
I mean,
life
they've got to
insurance
have a
is
good
quite expensive.
healthcare service for a Jedi Knight.
Probably,
I mean,
yeah.
You've got the chance of getting like blasted and arms sliced off by your own bloody
They
dinosaurs.
do have good healthcare because you get bionic replacements.
Yeah, very true.
But let's put it this way: he has 20,000 to play with.
Yeah.
somehow. So
We don't know how much 20,000 is at this point. We know he thinks it's enough for a hyperdrive, but
clearly,
we honestly have no idea how much 20.
hyperdrive go for on the
Yeah.
market. But I just like the notion of it's Obi-Wan's money.
Yeah, he just nicked
It's
everyone's
just
money.
Nicked Obi-Wan's money. By the way, Obi-Wan, I've borrowed 20,000 out of your wallet to pay for this hyperdrive.
Well, why don't you use your own money? Yeah, I spent that already.
I spent that down at the Twi'lek bar last night.
That was another part of Tatooine I spent it on.
It's like some sort of brothel.
Before he went to meet with Anakin and everything, like, yeah, I just need some Qui-Gon time.
Qui-Gon time. Gin time. With this gin. The thing is, I was also thinking this. They're slaves, Anakin and his mum.
Yeah.
What do they do?
I mean,
Obviously, Anakin
helps out at the shop.
What
I'm not too sure what his mum does, though.
Do you reckon she's like a sex slave?
She's
Do you
a
reckon
woman.
there's always some sort of dark, seedy sort of underlying in these films?
We never see her do anything. She's just at home, but she's a slave, so...
Assuming that she...
She also doesn't do anything in the day, so maybe it's more of a nighttime thing that she does.
Maybe. But that's the thing, like...
And Anakin has no father. It's just always been her, so...
Yeah, but that's the thing.
That's the thing where Anakin was made from the midichlorians and all that shit, but...
What?
Did you not know about that theory?
It was what? Made from midichlorians.
Basically, Anakin's mum was impregnated through midichlorians.
What's a midichlorian there?
Midichlorians, what?
Oh, they're little bacteria.
They're the little things which... That's how they describe the Force. Midichlorians.
So, a midichlorian managed to grow to human... Wait,
No. Basically, the midichlorians...
a bit like Jesus.
As they said in this film, because they take Anakin's midichlorian level, don't they?
Yeah,
Which is
20,000.
Over 20,000. It's all about
Which is
20,000.
Which is coincidentally how much Qui-Gon has in credits.
And so it's the midichlorians which dictate, which have something to do with the Force, and it was all about...
His power level.
Yeah, and everything. So it was like the midichlorians of the world or something. Like Anakin was born through midichlorians.
So it's a bit biblical. It's a bit like Jesus.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like Jesus, but like the Jedi Jesus.
Jedi Jesus.
Sort of.
Jedi Jesus. So, right. Okay. That makes sense. Because I was thinking, like, all the slaves you do see in the original trilogy are mostly dancers that Jabba the Hutt has.
Yeah.
I don't think
But she doesn't exactly look like much of a dancer.
You never know. You never know.
We don't see much of her.
Shmi Skywalker. Jesus. So, yeah, okay, so Anakin doesn't have a father. He's born through...
I mean, that's just a theory. I don't know how much... I mean, they might have explained it a bit more in the expanded universe.
There's probably some expanded universe that follows his father or
But
something.
of course, this is just from the movies.
Yeah, so we see. Okay. So, what happens next after that?
Well,
they have that convoluted plan to get a new hyperdrive.
I mean, Anakin will race in the pod racer. Did he build it himself or did he get it off someone?
No, he built it.
He built it
somehow.
Yeah. And he also raced...
He probably just nicked parts from Watto's thing.
And he supposedly also now and again raced in someone else's pod racer, didn't he?
He used Watto's pod, but then crashed it.
Right, yeah. And like the only way to actually get money on that planet, which they need to buy the hyperdrive, is to win a pod racing race, which is the most stupid thing I've ever heard. And that's the only way we can do it. No, it's not. There's got to be many other ways to get.
If push came to shove, Qui-Gon could have killed Watto, taken the hyperdrive.
Well, that's not exactly the Jedi way, but there must be some place on that planet where you can trade credits for Tatooinian money.
What, like a bank?
Yeah, like a...
I don't know.
But
we'll just accept it for it.
We'll accept that this is the only way to do it, to get Anakin to race his pod, which is the fastest ever built, by his own...
Well, it is.
It's
the fastest ever built.
Even though up to that point he hadn't even got it working.
Well, yeah, so he's got no way to gauge it, probably on paper. But as we see, when the best thing in about this is the pod racing scene, isn't it? Really, essentially. But the thing is, he, like you said, he always speeds up and he always goes past everyone, even though he starts late and he has malfunctions.
I mean, he saw at the beginning, he has malfunction, but he never drops behind. He's always like speeding up, and like the bit where he's spinning around because the cable comes loose. I mean, he should have dropped back so much, but he just magnetically hooks it back onto his little pod, and then just catches up within 5 seconds.
Though, his engine's still going full pelt. He's just spinning around.
Yes, but the engines would be wobbling. He wouldn't be going properly in a straight line. It wouldn't be fully functioning.
True.
But he instantly catches up, and then he just goes to that speed again. Which is the same in every single racing.
Yeah, he always goes the same speed.
You get them catching up, and then they stop at the same speed.
Yeah, but like with Suburban, where he catches up with him and just manages to.
Yeah.
But I think pod racing bit's just awesome.
It's one of the best bits of it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
To be fair.
Brilliant.
I mean, it had basically nothing to do with the story or anything other than, we need to win this race to get off this planet to get this stuff we need.
And like I said, that the pod racing scene is what gets Padme's juices flowing.
Yes. She saw the little 9-year-old Anakin racing that pod with all he had, and she was just like,
so attracted to him.
I am going to bang that boy someday.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Well, probably, definitely. So they get the engine.
Qui-Gon gets his ass handed.
Well, no, before that. Qui-Gon secretly bids for Anakin's freedom, but his mum doesn't tell him that until he breaks the news, and it's all pretty sad, and he can't do it, but then does it anyway. Leaves poor C-3PO. I didn't even mention C-3PO.
Yeah, C-3PO just gets
leaves 3PO.
Just naked, completely bearing all. Although, how can a robot feel shame?
He doesn't feel shame, then,
No, because when he first turns on, he's like, oh my, I'm naked. Because he's got no covering on, he's just all white and everything.
Oh, I thought...
So and then...
no, I thought he said, I can't see, and then he puts his eye in. And he goes, what do you mean naked? Because Artu's just laughing at it.
Yeah. So he's like, what do you mean naked? And then when he's leaving, I
wish it was more completed.
He was like, I wish you could cover me up.
I wish it was a little more completed. So he does feel that he's not all he could be.
Yeah.
But that changes in episode 2. The Qui-Gon.
But the Qui-Gon faces Darth Maul, which, as Sam pointed out, the Sith haven't been around or have been supposedly extinct for how long?
Millennia. Millennia, they said. They've been around for a millennia.
Yeah. And so he obviously hasn't faced...
He hasn't faced another...
anyone... other than practice fighting, as far as we know, other than practice fighting or training...
There's probably an expanded universe, he's probably taken on dark worshippers or something that have lightsabers or similar devices.
So this could be the first time he's actually faced another Jedi type person in an actual duel. So
yeah, I mean, from what we were saying is that there's always jokes about Qui-Gon being the worst Jedi ever, but if you think about it, he's probably the best Jedi ever.
Yeah,
because he
finds Anakin. He frees him from the cruel life of slavery.
That was just blind luck, wasn't it? He just gambled.
He rolled the dice, so he knew he was going to get Anakin because he used the Force and all that shit. But then he's like, yeah, don't worry, Anakin's going to win this race. How do you... Just because he has some metachlorine levels...
Yeah, it sort of enhances his chances.
Either Qui-Gon can see the future. If he can see the future, he would have realised that he should have just left that boy there to die. Because of what he becomes.
It's clouded, isn't it?
Yeah.
The future's clouded. But, Qui-Gon does pretty well against Darth Maul. He could have been killed there and then.
Yeah.
Against Darth Maul. But he managed to survive and jumps away on the ship.
Retreats.
Just
fight another day.
I just thought of something. Couldn't they have sold parts of the other hyperdrive for money?
Not really too sure.
They probably didn't have time. They didn't have time.
Yeah. No, the only way to do it, Sam, was through pod racing. Yeah. There was no other way.
It's like, Obi-Wan's like, but Master, couldn't you have... No, Obi-Wan, pod racing. It was all done by pod racing.
I have made this gamble, Obi-Wan. Using your 20,000 credits, my what now?
Yeah, my what? My 20,000 credits? Yes. Your 20,000 credits, Obi-Wan. I blew all mine at the strip club the other night. Oh, okay.
The Tweaks were just...
The Twi'leks. But...
So they finally get to Coruscant.
Yeah, the whole place is a city.
Yeah.
Which I just find strange.
That is just... How can you just have one city across the entire planet? It's a cool concept and everything, but...
That's probably what would happen to Earth eventually.
No. No.
No, which
We'll never get to that
they build vertically, don't they? Their buildings are massive, but after like thousands of years, they probably had to all the space goes. But like they said, like it's literally like what 30 miles from top to bottom into something like that.
But, it's a very massive city planet, and
We basically skipped all this shit.
Yeah, we skipped all this. It basically just accumulates down to going to it simmers down to politics, and politics is boring. No one wants to care about politics. Even in real life, no one gives a crap about politics.
Lightsabers going.
And even in the movie, they say, well, basically, all this political crap will equate to nothing. You must elect me Supreme Councillor for anything to happen.
Yeah,
it's all part of Palpatine's plan to get to Supreme Councillor, so that he or the Chancellor. Is it just the Chancellor at this point? Or is it Supreme later on? Because he's a senator at this point. Then he becomes the Chancellor. But is the Supreme Chancellor something else?
He succeeds Valoran, and then he must go one higher. Unless, of course, he is the Supreme Chancellor at that point, because he does give him eventually powers, and he changes the whole fabric of everything. And he eventually, obviously, when he becomes the Emperor, he becomes an Empire, so he can change stuff.
But at this point, he's a Senate. He's a senator trying to become...
He's like Naboo representative, isn't he, essentially?
He represents the Naboobians, and he's trying to become... And the plan is the blockade in Naboo, getting orders to show the inadequacy of the current Chancellor, and then to get him elected to be Chancellor. Basically, and then we get a little bit of talk in between... I'm sure we get a little bit of talk in between Anakin and Padme, do we?
Yeah, back and forth, and there's the whole thing about...
and Jar Jar thinks Padme's hot, which is just all kinds of wrong.
Yeah. And then there's the thing about the...
and then there's the whole Jedi...
Yeah, the Jedi Council meetings that are boring.
It's just a lot of talking and everything, and...
Standing around in circles.
Sitting on cushions.
Oh, there's the thing where it's like, there's no proof.
You literally sent 2 Jedi, respectable...
A ship that didn't return. 2
Jedi, which I'm pretty sure have a good amount of say within the Republic at this point.
Yeah, they must be quite trustworthy. A trustworthy source of information. Yeah. There's no proof. This is inapplicable.
So I don't know how they get around that crap, but politics.
Yeah, and then for some reason they allow the Queen to return.
Yeah.
I suppose she could just do what the fuck
she doesn't keep the Queen. She does what the fuck she wants.
But
she returns to Naboo to try and free her. How do you get back onto the planet through the blockade?
Right. This is what I was going to say. Did you notice how when the blockade first started, there was loads of ships?
Yeah.
There was loads of Trade Federation ships, wasn't there? I assume what happened was when they'd taken over the planet, they thought, well,
do they just like land all the ships and just have a few?
No, I think what happened is once they took over the planet, they didn't think...
Yeah, there was no need for the blockade anymore. So if anyone was to go look at the planet, they would see that there was no blockade around the...
Possibly that's why. It's like, misdirection. But they left one ship, looks like the one command ship in space.
Yeah.
That somehow detected them, but could not send fighters or anything to intercept.
Unless, of course, they knew the Queen was on it, and they were...
True.
And so they didn't want to destroy it, and they thought it would be easier to capture her when
and that whole thing about them wanting to get the Queen to sign it to make it legal. Who gives a shit? They just killed the Queen.
I'm pretty sure they could get someone to forge it at this point.
Well, yeah.
And just kill the Queen, get someone to forge it.
They didn't forge anything, just take over the planet.
I mean, everyone's turned a blind eye to this blockade and taking over the planet so far, so who would give a crap about, she signed it. Oh, very well.
Fine. Whatever.
Fine.
I don't think Palpatine really cares about Naboo, does he, really?
No, it's just like a stepping stone, just a way for him to advance his plan.
But then they team up with the Gungans, and there's the shitty reveal that Padme isn't the
Queen.
Yeah,
the Queen's
Padme
not
is
the Queen.
She has a double.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when I first watched the film when I was 6 years old, I thought when the scenes where it wasn't Padme, I was like, that's not the same woman.
Yeah.
It looks different, sounds different.
I mean, the whole makeup to make it harder to tell and everything. And
it's a good
to be quite honest, Keira Knightley and Natalie Portman do look similar, even without the makeup on.
Is it Keira Knightley?
It's Keira Knightley, yeah.
Well, I did not know that.
Do you not? All these years you did not know it was Keira Knightley.
I didn't realise the double was Keira Knightley.
Yeah, it's Keira Knightley.
Mind blown.
Mind blown.
Mind blown. So, Keira Knightley and Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Stop thinking, Sam.
Okay. So, wait. So, is it Keira Knightley in the second one when she gets blown up?
I think it's someone else in the second one.
I
think it's someone else.
She got too big for her boots when she's in Pirates of the Caribbean. They couldn't afford her.
Yeah, it's someone else in the second one. But yeah, so the Queen is played by Keira Knightley and Natalie Portman in this one.
The Queen was played by Keira Knightley. Keira Knightley went on to go star in Pirates of the Caribbean, which is owned by Disney. Coincidence? Yeah. I think not.
It's all a massive plan. But yeah. So big fight between the Gungans and droids.
The Gungans make up what? 72% of the population of the planet? Or something stupid?
Where'd you get that fact from?
Wikipedia, sorry.
The obviously true fact of everything.
Probably, I don't know, fuck knows.
I mean, they're apparently a warrior race which gave birth to Jar Jar Binks, which is just...
Well, there's always one. There's a mongrel, isn't there? There's a mongrel of the litter.
Yeah.
But
I mean, and supposedly, because like, Gungan the warriors, they got destroyed by droids. Little walking machines which have
They're
like scrawny little arms and everything.
Yeah. Also, there was never any like big fuck off Gungans. Like you should have seen like just one massively hench one that just rips their arms off.
They had those like massive like beasts which housed the shield.
You see,
thing on. They could just walk over the droid and just not give a shit.
Well, they probably get scared. Probably like a bit like an elephant. They probably get scared.
Yeah, and we're trying to work out, are the captain droids any better than the other droids?
No, I think just no.
Because they've been given ranks and everything, but they're all the same.
They don't progress though, do they? They don't start off as like a private droid and go up to a captain.
No, you probably just... They obviously must be made as a captain, just given like the red or yellow stripes on the shoulders. But is there any difference? Are they like slightly better or because they look the exact same?
No, probably not. They're probably just different colour. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? It's stupid. It's stupid the fact that their main combat unit is pretty shit anyway. You would have thought it'd been a big... I know they're cheap.
I mean, it's cheap, mass-produced droids which still destroyed the Gungans and took over the city in a single day.
Just strolled in.
Yeah.
Strolled in, got the keys, and that was it.
And of course, they the droids so that we can have like them blowing up and everything and not scared little children.
Did you see many Gungans get killed?
I think...
You didn't really see many get killed, did you?
I think the only time you actually properly saw them get killed is when it was like the wide shots and some of them would just like drop down. But you didn't really see anyone properly get blasted.
Yeah, true.
And in the end, they basically just surround them and you just capture them rather than killing them.
I thought they just killed them all.
Yeah, that would be the more...
It's like Terminator Salvation. Was it Terminator Salvation?
No, it's Terminator Genesis, where they were either killed or collected to be killed at a later date.
Yeah.
Which, if a machine, that's just stupid. If you have them there, you kill them.
Oh dear. But, yeah, so... But then... their plan was pretty shit anyway. What was their plan?
What, the Gungan plan? Or...
No, the Gungans were just basically to draw the army away from...
The Gungans were to draw the massive army away so that the city was a bit less defended. So
why did they do that? Why did they go and meet them in the field of battle? Why didn't they wait for the Gungans to come to them? Their strategic position. They had the high ground.
They had the... All plot. It's all over the plot. Yeah, but they were distraction so that they could get into the ships and send, say, I don't know... 12, 16 women. Max of old men and women to try and attack a massive spaceship.
In brightly coloured...
Yellow... starships.
To attack one.
One of them gets shot down as soon as he flies out the hangar, which no one decides to go, you know what, I'm going to turn around and blow up that tank.
No one sorts out that tank.
No. And he doesn't hit Anakin because Anakin can't get hit by that crap.
The thing is, their plan sucked from the get-go.
Yeah.
It would have been more effective to send... Obviously, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon didn't know that thinking Darth Maul was on it. It would have been more effective to send them on board.
Yeah.
To disable it.
I mean, this is all from the plan of a 14-year-old princess, supposedly. So,
well, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Qui-Gon and everyone had to say in the plan, but they take a 9-year-old boy with them. What is the point of that? I know he's like saves the day and everything, But
Why-
who takes a 9-year-old boy into the middle of a
An
battlefield?
important 9-year-old boy.
Yeah.
You'd have
The
thought.
one who's supposedly the chosen one.
You
Well,
thought
this is like learning on the job or something. Just stay there while I show
Internship.
you how we kick void ass.
I suppose you would have thought he'd been left back at the camp instead of being left in a Naboo starfighter.
Yeah.
But never mind. Then it's Darth Maul. Darth Maul's turn.
Darth Maul's turn. One of the best things about all the prequels. I mean,
So good.
I think if he had a bigger role, if he was in more of the movies, he probably would not have been so good.
Yeah, it was short
But
and sweet.
he's just short and sweet. He looks cool.
Double-ended lightsaber.
He doesn't talk much. He just says, "We will reveal ourselves to the Jedi and get our revenge," and something before that.
It was just fun.
Yeah.
Fun as a kid, a red and black, spiny haired, dual wielding like double-ended lightsaber wielding.
You're taking on 2 Jedi Knights who are supposedly these great warriors of the galaxy, and he's just like sorting them out like it's no business. But
Poor Obi-Wan. So yeah, now that I think back to it, Obi-Wan doesn't really have much in the movie though, does he? He doesn't have really
no,
that much.
it's all about Qui-Gon Jinn finding Anakin and then showing how cool and showing how important Anakin is.
Then,
All leading up to Anakin will eventually become Lord Vader.
But then, friggin'.
Are we supposed to know that Anakin will become Lord Vader if you'd seen the original 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you've seen the original 3, you know Anakin Skywalker is
Oh
Darth
yeah,
Vader.
of course, yeah.
But if you watched it from the get-go, no.
So yeah, we got the fight between Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Darth Maul
Yeah.
in the hangar, which leads to some kind of power-looking
It's like,
generating
it
thing.
looks like... I don't know why it's built that way, but
built
the
that way for
hangar
some reason.
leads to some sort of... Yeah, I think power generation / heat exhaustion.
Yeah.
It could be a fucking sewer for all we know. Like,
This is-
how far did that hole go into the ground?
Honestly, don't know. It's like an exhaust fume. I don't know, and it has the weird little red laser doors for God knows why, just to split up the fight a bit so that they can Qui-Gon can die and everyone can get angry.
Qui-Gon gets punched in the face and then stabbed in the chest.
Yeah, which we don't see. We just know he gets stabbed because he makes them go
No,
noise.
you see it like come through his back
Do you?
as he falls to the ground.
Right.
Yeah. And then Obi-Wan goes a bit mad and.
But yeah, the fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, that last little bit, best fighting in that.
Yeah. No, it's, my favourite's the sound effect.
That 3 little thing, but that last little bit, just Obi-Wan against Darth Maul, is the best fighting sequence in that film.
Yeah. But I do like it, the fact that Obi-Wan has the low ground, he takes the high ground and wins, whereas the
Is it because of this?
juxtaposition
It's
between
one
that and
moment that
the-
Obi-Wan knows how. Obi-Wan went from the low ground to the high ground and killed someone, so he knows how to defend against himself now. So if anyone else tried it against him, he'll be
true.
prepared.
So the way Darth Maul just looks at him going, why the hell is he jumping it? Oh shit!
Yeah, because he's like, Darth Maul is like slashing the side to send sparks over him when he could just force push him over.
Or throw his lightsaber at him.
Yeah.
Cut his hands off.
And it, because he sees Obi-Wan like looking over, because Obi-Wan's like looking in the direction of Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber, because he's obviously using the Force to draw it to him. So, and like Darth Maul just has this like puzzled look on his face, doesn't he?
He's like, what are you thinking, Obi-Wan?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't know his name. Like what is he planning? And then he just lets him
Don't
jump
try,
up
Obi-Wan.
over him.
I have the high ground.
Just lets him jump up over him. Like, oh, I did not foresee this happening.
Is there any other option? To be fair, Obi-Wan could have just jumped off.
Yeah.
He could have just jumped off like Luke Skywalker did.
True. But we don't know where that hole leads to.
Blatantly, some nice place where Darth Maul can get bionic legs.
Yeah. Survive and get by on the leg.
Yeah, Palpatine at the end with the burning Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
So yeah, we killed the Sith Lord. We were what? I mean, oh,
No,
good, good.
So, but which one did we kill? The apprentice or the master? Definitely the master. You definitely killed the master.
Yeah,
There is no other. Honestly.
They
So
zoomed in.
stop looking.
They would zoom into his face, like,
Yeah.
Jesus. So overall, Jamie, in retrospective, is it a good film?
No. No. It had some good parts in it. It had some parts when I was younger I liked it a lot more than what I do now. But it has but it just basically focuses on Anakin and how special he is. Then it's got the middle bit with all the talking about we can't do shit to help anything, which it's all sort of to like add to the plot and everything. It's like progress thing, but it's not that good a film.
No.
It's not as bad as what I reckon everyone is. It doesn't deserve as much hate as what it.
Oh no, definitely.
Gets.
I think
There are
it gets a
definitely
bit too
parts
much
which get the correct amount of hate.
Yes.
There are definitely parts of it.
Jar Jar
but,
Binks.
but overall, it's an average film. It doesn't. Comparing it to the original three, yes, it's definitely not
Oh no.
in the same standard as them.
Oh yeah. If it was like a standalone film, it would not. If it wasn't
Now-
Star Wars,
now,
that
if-
would not warrant a sequel. That film would not warrant a sequel.
If this came out before the original three, it might have been thought of as being better.
Oh yeah. Oh. Possibly.
Might have, possibly. We won't know that. But, no, overall, not the best film. Wouldn't say it's a good film, but it just doesn't deserve as much hate as what it gets.
No. After watching it again,
And
it's
there are
still
definitely some bits in it which are worth watching.
pod racing scene.
Pod racing.
You can literally skip pod racing, Darth Maul, end.
I mean, you can do the start bit, skip to pod racing on Tatooine, skip to the fight at the end. That's all you need to know. You basically get the entire storyline from that anyway.
Yeah. It's all back to. I get this wrong now. I think. Is it Todrov? With the Princess Sender. No, I'm not even going to explain. It's something I learned at university and I can't remember it now for some reason.
Oh, what? All stories follow a specific.
Yeah, Russian folktale.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That sort of thing. I think we even did that at university or even in media at college. We did Star Wars characters to that.
Well, there's the whole thing of, go back to the Greeks, every story, there are like 6 different stories.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's too technical and deep for this thing. So, I would say, we'll give Star Wars a 3.4 thousand mega credits out of 10.
3.4 pounds. I give it 20 credits out of 100. No. I would say
734B out of 10.
I would say it's probably overall a 4 out of 10 with
A 4?
No, a 4 with a few 6s in it.
With a few 6s.
Yeah. With part of it as a 6.
Mixed with 7843 out of bananas. But yeah. I mean, we're looking forward to episode 7, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, it can't be much worse. It can't be worse.
We might be hugely disappointed. We'll probably cry ourselves to sleep afterwards. And the trailers might be just misleading.
Yeah. That is always the problem.
It'll be fun. We'll have faith. Have faith.
Have faith.
Have faith.
Just believe. Just feel the force and know that it will awaken and we will have a good film.
Yeah.
Please don't suck.
Please don't suck. Anyways, next time, episode 2.
Attack of the Clones?
Yeah?
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, why not? Even though well, we're not...
We'll talk about that later.
The clones don't... Well, they do
No,
attack.
no.
They do attack.
There's a battle at the end. They attack the droid. We'll talk about that in the next time.
Okay. Like, subscribe. Please. Don't beg it.